Welcome to What's the Buzz, the podcast that spotlights local business leaders, bold ideas, and the heartbeat of the South Shore. Produced by Marshfield Community Media and recorded at South Shore Hive, each episode features authentic conversations that inspire, inform, and energize. Whether you're starting out, scaling up, or giving back, this is where connection meets community. Buzz by and see what's happening. This episode of What's the Buzz is brought to you by Cote Law Group, trusted legal counsel for today's business leaders. From startup formation to contracts and corporate guidance, they're here to help your business thrive. So, hey everybody, what's the buzz? Valerie McSorley here at South Shore Hive, and we are producing another episode with our good friends behind the camera here from Marshfield Community Media. And today we're sitting down with Mary Ahlfeld from Spellman Media Group. Mary, welcome.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Pleasure to have you here. I love the pink. You're right on brand with our look and feel here at the Hive. We are fresh out of our Friday Coffee and Connections meeting. And Mary, that's where I got the chance to meet you.
Yes, I think I've been a member for several months now, and I just love this group. I look forward to it every week. I meet new people, collaborate with new people, get new ideas, and it truly stands up to the name, the buzz. It's just alive, which is great.
Awesome. So, Mary, you have a very unique background, and I'm really interested to let people learn more about you. So can you tell me a little bit about what you do? I know you've got a nice marketing background, which feeds your work in a lot of the video work and media work that you do.
So my company is Spellman Media Group. I've been doing it for about 2 years, and it started with doing real estate photography. Never knew, it wasn't even on my radar that I would get into doing video. I'm also a drone pilot, Part 107 certified
cool.
drone pilot.
Love that.
But I was trying to think of how to go about this. From a very young age, I decided I wanted to be an artist, but in a business suit. I didn't know what that meant. I went to business school, got my marketing degree years ago. I worked in marketing my whole career. I was a marketing director up until 2 years ago, had a team, I did trade shows. So I've worn every hat. I'm also a graphic designer by trade, as well as a painter. And so this was a natural transition. I've always wanted to start my own business. And so I bring all of that, all of those years of experience and that value into my current business. And so I don't just take pretty pictures of houses and videos. I bring that marketing value in, and I understand what it is to be a good partner.
So you have such an amazing creative background. I love that. And how did the drone piece, where did that come from? Just curiosity? You strike me as a very curious person that then goes and just figures it out and makes it happen.
It's interesting because I don't really know. It was actually 2 jobs ago. I was working for a wholesale electrical distributor as a marketing director, and something must have caught my eye with the drone. And I thought, I want to do that. I don't know what that looks like someday. And I remember talking to a coworker, and he said, well, if you ever get into it, I'll do sales for you. Fast forward, I was in another marketing position for a machine company and did that for several years. But I started seeing some online just ads and things like that for flying a drone. And I said, yeah, I'm going to get licensed.
That's awesome. So you have amazing capabilities to really tell a story from so many different views and vantage points, which is really very cool.
It is, the drone piece is so fun because I'll go on a shoot for doing a real estate property listing photos. And it takes my breath away. Sometimes once I get the drone up in the air, I mean, especially where we live here on the South Shore and the Cape, you don't even realize how beautiful the ocean is. And on a nice day, I can think of one particular Friday afternoon, I was down in Centerville and I got my drone up in the air and I go, oh, this is why this is going to sell this house. And I'll just fly my drone around and get different views, and it can be stunning sometimes. And views of the city, I just did a house yesterday in Quincy, and just seeing what's around from the air is just beautiful. So drones tell a great story.
Yeah, there's some nice shorelines in Quincy too, which I'm hoping you were able to, I'm guessing based on your reaction, that you captured some of that beautiful water view and views of the city.
Well, that's the nice thing about what I'm doing. Capturing the visuals really tells the story, and people are so visual. You can say in your listing, 2 blocks from the ocean, right? And you have that in words. But when you see it, you see a video of it, you see it just, photos of it, that's what captures people's attention.
Yeah, and this strikes me as very next level because everyone's got the traditional pictures of the house and the rooms and the layout, but this just adds to that in a very special way. Now, is this something that I feel like this is a certain price point? You have drone footage of your home, but surprise me. Is it different? Is it really based on just why would you recommend that someone have a drone photos for their real estate listing?
So
does it have to be a certain price point? I guess what I'm asking.
I definitely see the higher price point homes, going with that because typically those higher price homes are on the ocean or, they're coast waterfront homes. However, I also do see, I think the smarter agents and sellers, when they are close to the ocean, they might not be right on the water, that is an added value. So adding drone photos, adding drone footage really helps sell the location of where they are. Because, a lot of homes are in neighborhoods and they might be fairly close walk to the water, 2 or 3 blocks away, but the drone footage really helps with that sale.
Nice. So how do you take your marketing background then and apply it to all these things? Because you've got such a vast experience. So, for example, when you did trade shows, what was the most impactful thing that a company could think to do?
I think what I did, I'll answer that question in 2 parts. What I really learned as a marketing director in doing trade shows, it kind of started with COVID. We started interviewing our product specialists, our salespeople, not so much, but the people who really had a pulse of what customers needed. Mm-hmm. And because we couldn't be in person, we started interviewing them and we started getting them on camera and we started using that content for social media. And the way it impacted trade shows when we finally did go live was that people were seeing this content online and then they would show up at the trade show and they would come in and ask for that person. It was almost like they felt like they knew him already.
Awesome.
And so that became such an aha moment. We worked with an agency that kind of coached us in that. And so I bring that with me to my current job and I encourage people to get on camera. Not only when an agent is doing a listing, for example, I think that's got some value, putting their face on the video in addition to selling the house. I'm encouraging agents to get on camera and other small businesses, in the construction, architecture, home building, and real estate agents, get on camera even when you don't have a listing because you can share valuable knowledge about what you know. We used to go like this. We're sucking your brain. We're extracting this knowledge and you're sharing because you have so much knowledge because you have so much experience and to share that on camera, it makes great marketing content.
So you primarily then work with real estate brokers, right? Realtors. And I think it is really important. People want to have that relationship with your broker is really special, right? Mm-hmm. Because it's a very emotional process when you're buying a home.
And the thing is, when a seller, you might not be ready to sell your house yet. You might be 2 years away. You're not even thinking. But when the time comes, you're probably going to go with that person you've seen their face all over. They sound knowledgeable. They've been very helpful. You go, oh, I have to go with them. It's kind of classic B2B marketing. Mm-hmm. It's a big purchase. I used to kind of say it's kind of like buying a packaging machine, which is what the company I used to work for. Just because somebody sees an ad for your product doesn't mean they're going to go, oh, I need to buy one of those right now. No, it's a long sales cycle. So putting yourself out there, putting yourself on camera along the way, you're building that trust. Mm-hmm. And so when people are ready to buy, they're going to say, I need to go with that person.
Right. And, I say it all the time, we're not all buying gift baskets. It's not like buying a gift basket, but when you need that person, you want to stay top of mind. It's difficult, certainly in competitive fields like realtors. You want to stay top of mind and have something always offering a value so that you stay and people think of you.
100%. Yeah. And I think we all get caught up in this thinking, well, somebody's already talked about that, but have you said it?
Right.
So everything that you know to be important, if you think from your buyer's point of view, what kind of questions are they asking you? That's the kind of content you can create, just answers to simple questions. I mean, for example, when we were buying a house, we had to, what do you do? Do you sell first, then buy? And then it seems to be that gap. And a little coaching along the way, if there were a realtor who was putting out social content about that, I might say, we need to go with this person because they will clearly help us through this process.
It's a scary process.
It is.
It's very scary, and it's very emotional. And I always tell people, it's not yours until they put the key in your hand. Like, you cannot get that attached.
Right.
Yeah, and that's difficult.
There are so many obstacles and unique situations, and you're dealing with, the loan process and the shopping process and then the competition. You might want that house, but 10 other people might want that house. And navigating that process, I think the best realtors are the ones that are available to help with it. And until that listing comes, realtors can be creating great content that's educating their potential customers.
It is quite an education to get to that point. So, okay. So Mary, what's one thing that would surprise people to know about you? You mentioned painting. I want to touch on that.
Yes, I'm an artist. I've been painting since I was 12.
Wow.
And I've sold paintings. I think my highest sale, I was commissioned to do a painting for $1,000 one time. And the woman at the framing center said, you need to charge $2. So I've got that in the back of my head. I also did a silent auction one time where I put a blank canvas out there, and I put one of my existing paintings next to it, and I auctioned off anything you want me to paint.
Awesome.
I will paint, and it turned out to be the highest earning item at the silent auction.
How
and
fun.
I ended up painting somebody's boat, which was great.
That's amazing. I love that. There's a trend right now. I think we talked about this a little, about people do live paintings of their wedding. I think you'd be awesome for that.
So it would be fun.
I'm just going to plant that little seed with you, Mary.
I have a million ideas and things I need to do. I not enough time.
I love that. I love that. Well, you are such a creative marketing genius, powerhouse. We're lucky to have you here as a resource.
Thank you.
And I think that having trusted, credible resources are something that I know you value, I know we value. And a lot of businesses, they need assistance, and it's not as easy as a Google search. You need to work with people who you know, like, and trust, who are going to take excellent care of you. And, the resources are there. It's just, how do you put this puzzle together? And I'm glad that we have you to help with those sort of, like, build that beautiful mosaic alongside us.
Very much appreciate that.
So thanks for buzzing by, Mary.
Thank you for having me. This has been fun.
Awesome. Awesome. Thanks, everybody. And stay tuned for another episode of What's the Buzz? This episode of What's the Buzz has been brought to you by Cote Law Group. We thank you for your generous support. When it comes to wills, trusts, and estate planning, they're the team you can trust.